Welcome back, everybody. It has been a while since we've had our last episode, and that was currently covering a little bit of the Hunter x Hunter series. And we're going to get right back to it, and we're going to pick up right at the last arc that we were covering. We were lightly into the Heaven's Arena arc where we were able to study the Ren, Nin, and all the other different portions of Gon and Killua's battle through the Heaven's Arena, and we got to see a little bit of how scary things were, seeing how crazily strong Hisoka is. And with that being said, we're going to be moving straight over into our Yorknew City arc, where our heroes are now getting to a different portion of the story that we've all been waiting for. And I hate to even dig too far without like leaking so much information, but let's get straight to it. In the Yorknew City arc, we have a very interesting branch of different things that are occurring. We have a lot of different, I guess you can say, paths that each of our heroes are taking. We have both Leorio and Kurapika somehow meeting back up with Gon and Killua in different aspects, but we also see Gon and Killua kind of trying to get the money together to be able to buy this video game that is connected to Gon's dad, and it is called Greed Island, and they need to have a Joystation console to be able to play it. And the price is astronomical, and they use all the resources that all the hunters have through like the hunter, like kind of like the hunter website, the black market, that they're able to have access to, or the hunters market. And it's kind of crazy on how all that goes, but for the most part, they're kind of getting let down by how crazy it is for them to be able to acquire this before the time expires. Then they do some kind of craziness where they get with Leorio and they put together this this beyond bizarre type of going back and forth with the onlookers, the bystanders, or the pedestrians that are coming by and seeing that they're basically doing like an arm wrestling tournament to get money, and like they have like different type of treasures, jewels and stuff that they find that they try to put back out there in a sense to be able to get people in to challenge Gon. And of course, Gon is crazy strong, so of course he's able to muscle his way, but that's just the bits and pieces of how they're like on their journey to try to get this money to be able to buy Greed Island, which is again a crazy game that is really hard to find. There's only X amount of copies made, and it was given to high tiered hunters that have played, and there's a lot of myth and mystery behind that as well. And then we move on to Kurapika, and Kurapika has a very interesting situation going on himself. Kurapika is actually working as a bodyguard for Neon Nostrad, where the it's interesting. This little girl is a flesh collector, and the dad is a flesh collector, but the daughter is pretty much a the cover up, but the daughter has a crazy ability that we end up finding out a little later, and the daughter is able to tell the future. And I think that's the way it was inscribed, but the daughter's only able to tell a fortune or a future, so to speak, in the means of a poem, which is kind of unique. She's able to write out your life story and tell your past can tell your past, can present you the present, and can tell the future all in 3 stanzas. And it's pretty interesting. Is in code words, so you pretty much have to, and I say code words, is in very elaborate and very detailed words. So you have to like pretty much have an abstract mind to gather what's going on. And this ability is what has led the Nostrad family to be able to rise up to the top and get up there really quick because of this ability. Now, this family is also in seek of the Scarlet Eyes, which is the clan that Kurapika belongs to, and that the Scarlet Eye is being auctioned at this Yorknew City big event, and it is crazy. And while this is also going on, the Phantom Troupe, which is even beyond crazy, the Phantom Troupe is also there to try to disturb and steal everything from the auction. It is beyond amazing on how all this is taking place all at the same time. And we're just here step by step as we watch everything kick in. There's not really much to cover, sadly to say. This is one of those arcs that just existed just to exist. I would have to say I did enjoy it. There was a lot of different things we learned, a different like there's a bunch of fights that are in between where we see that Kurapika has a crazy ability with his chains that allow him to create a vow with himself. It's almost like a blood oath that gives him a heightened power source, but the drawback to that heightened power source is if he breaks the pact, he's able to lose his life pretty much. And it's with that, it reminds me of like different other animes that kind of have that, where you have like Chainsaw Man, where you make your oath with said creature or demon to be able to have its power, and almost kind of like JJK, where if you share such power or your ability with your opponent, that ability is also strengthened. It's one of those kind of things where it's the concept. I'm pretty much sure that was like a horrible reference, but it covers the concept. If it's an open vow, an open ability that is strengthened and heightened, as long as you follow this blood contract, you have a very heightened chance of being able to pretty much destroy anything. And another thing with Kurapika that we've learned within this arc is his Scarlet Eyes allows him to be a specialist. Without a specialist, I want to say he's just a manipulator. But outside of being a manipulator, once his Scarlet Eyes kicked in, he's allowed to be able to acquire specialists, which gives him the full range amount of access to all these different abilities and strengths. And he's well-rounded, pretty much scary. This man just like, is it manipulator? I may be forgetting. Is he the manipulator or conjurer? Yeah, I think it's manipulator or conjurer, but he's able to like just, I'm probably going to say conjure these chains. He's able to like apply these chains anywhere, and he's able to like make it so strong in the mind. And I have a feeling that within this portion of the show, we are really learning here through this arc, really Kurapika's growth amongst anybody. Like there's other things that are there, but we really end up taking a very, 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 very different standpoint, watching Kurapika grow, seeing his nin raised to a whole new level that's super heightened, and everybody's scared of him. You hear all kinds of different things about Kurapika being this chain user that is, well, of course, we don't know Kurapika's a chain user at the time as per the show, but we're able to see Kurapika just grow and become like crazy. We also have a bunch of different other tones that are going on. Kurapika meets this other nin user named Melody, and Melody is able to read off all of the different types of vibes that Kurapika's letting out based off the sound of his heart and all kinds of different things. Melody's pretty much a very much so out there nin user that's able to really get a grasp on Kurapika and sense his sorrow, his hatred, his rage, his frustration through the anguish he suffered throughout his past without even knowing the full story of Kurapika. And it's just so much that's going on again that is just one of those big situations. And while we're going through all this, we also have the Zoldyck family comes in for a huge fight as well. We see Killua's dad and grandfather come in and participate in being leased out for murder for hire as well, to find the people that stole all the auction things. And it's crazy. It's crazy on how that goes. I'm really not going to spoil too much because these are just small reviews. Definitely go check it out. We also do see a little bit between the arcs. We do see that Hisoka is a part of the Phantom Troupe, and towards the end of this arc, we find out something really important. I'm not going to spoil that. Check it out. I don't want to say because it is a very monumental change in pace. And then we see Hisoka getting really close and pretty much infiltrated the Phantom Troupe to be able to go against Killua. And it is crazy on how explosive this show gets just from that portion. You have to watch it. You have to check it out. There's only so much that I can say in a podcast to elevate this show, to be able to get you to watch it and to be able to experience what I've also experienced and what other viewers have experienced. Remember, this is an anime that is originally from 99 and remade again or rebooted in 2011. So it's kind of dated, but it is still by far one of like the few that I can say holds a good story. I would hate to foreshadow what's to come next. I have to save that for future arc coverage because I would hate to, again, drop so much and then everything just dissipates. But back to our characters here. We also have a very interesting change up where we're noticing that within this, the Phantom Troupe is really the ones that are like taking over with being able to successfully steal the auction goods, and then like it's a topsy-turvy, a lot of different things going on, a lot of people trying to get their hands on the goods, and you have our heroes right in the middle of it, just trying to defend what's right to them. It's a very vigilante-esque thing here, and Kurapika, Gon, and Killua, they're all pretty much split for most of this arc until later on when things are starting to be very well put together. Everything's drawn out. Everything builds up to where now we see what's really going on. They found out who the chain user is, which is obviously Kurapika, and things take a different swing as we build up for the next arc. In the next arc, I feel like Yorknew City arc and the next arc, the Greed Island arc, I feel like those are the slower arcs that really didn't do too much. I'd have to say that the the Greed Island arc, it's slow. It's slow. Yorknew City was slow, but it was that bridge. It was like the meeting point, not necessarily the climax, but one of those like those milestone hallmarks of the show where we knew that all of our heroes going to meet back up to handle everything to get things back going. And towards the end, Crollo is most definitely um, he's removed of his abilities towards the end of the Yorknew City arc, and that sets up the precipice for a side story of how Greed Island arc is going to happen, and then just a lot of different things is going on. We find out that everything goes to a bust with the Yorknew City auction. We have the end game of them moving forward is we have Gon and Killua still needing to get their hands on the game, and they found a small little way that we'll cover in the next arc. And then we also have just a lot of different side stuff going on at the same time. And again, I just can't say too much because it's almost like I'll have two different podcasts within the same podcast. I really enjoyed this arc as far as being a first time watcher of it. It's awesome to watch it the first go. Of course, I watched it, episode after episode. So I was able to get the full flesh enjoyment of being able to just boom, boom, boom. I was not watching it back in 99 or 2011. So I didn't have to wait for a release of everything going on. And within the Yorknew City arc, I do want to make sure I express the fighting scenes are going crazy. There's a lot of things going on. You have the mafia who ends up ordering these beast. I want to say it's like the 7 deadly beasts, something of the sort. Try to get back the stolen goods from. It's like escaping my mind. You have a bunch of different factions that are a part of making sure the auction goes well, and you just see a lot of different things. A lot of scary things are going on that you see. We do have a lot of deaths in this arc as well. That is to be covered by the show. Please watch it. And moving forward, our heroes are still just moving forward to get it's one of those weird situations. We do have Gon really just trying to find his dad, and Killua is just down for the ride until he finds himself. So until we get to that portion, we may just very well like do light covers of the next couple arcs until one of them. I have to say it's a major arc as far as the show goes, but I'd have to say the rest of the arcs kind of take a really, really nasty stance. But moving forward, y'all please check out the next episode of Hunter through this podcast. I plan on covering some more. I plan on finishing this up, and we will have some other side stuff to cover on the side. I would like to deep dive into my take on solo leveling, where we're not really going to do a play-by-play review. It's going to be just where I stand with solo leveling, the likes of when I get around to it. Was it Super Kaiju number 8, or is it just Kaiju number 8? And me and my daughter are still in the middle of watching Black Clover, and I did take a stab and jab at another go at that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So I have a host of animes that I'm currently watching, and I have a host that I finished. So please just hold tight. I do plan, I do plan on getting back with y'all on where we're gonna sit with all of this, because I want to make sure that y'all get the best content that I can deliver, and I want to be able to explore and branch off and bring you just a better selection and variety and conversation. With that being said, I did finish, which is that Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, season 2 or part 2, and it was something that I'm gonna have to cover in another podcast that's coming up. So until we get there, please be ready. We have a bunch of material and content to cover. And thank y'all all for listening. This is sadly one of the shorter arcs, so I couldn't make this podcast any longer than where we at right now. And I don't want to keep all of y'all waiting too long for the next episode. So until next time, please, thank you, take care, and again, check out all of the previous podcasts. We have a lot of different selections to be able to listen to, and I enjoyed making every last one of those. I check everything every day just to see what's changed, and I've seen the boost and rise on the Hunter x Hunter selection of the art coverage. That's been getting a lot of different listens, and I do check out through Spotify. I do check through Spotify's little fan mail to see what people are leaving reviews and how this is going. We are also officially on YouTube now, so that is a thing. I do check the comments there. Please leave any type of feedback, whether that you have me on any kind of social platform. You personally know me and have access to either email, phone number, however, reach out. Let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you feel about the things you have heard. If I'm missing anything, drop it all to me, just so I can be able to bring something a little bit better and a little more sound and higher quality to be able to deliver something that you will always value and you'll come back to listen to, and that you're willing to share so other people can listen. So again, thank y'all, and y'all stay blessed and have a good one.